Heisman candidate, career active leader in virtually every passing category. Look at the numbers. Look at the completion percentage. And he's going after his 8th straight 400-yard game. Quick release. NFL prototype quarterback. We'll see how it works here in the first series. And he swings it to Rivers. And a short gain up to the 35-yard line. First 15, 20 plays scripted. Talk about what the thinking is for this Hawaii offense. We'll get into that momentarily as we look at who they have up front. Bryce Mullen and Rivers and Bess are the key targets. Farmer won't carry it often at the running back spot. Up front, they love Hercules Satele, tri-captain. He's a returning starter at that left guard spot. 2nd and 6 after the 4-yard completion to Rivers. They empty the backfield now in movement, and Devon Bess, the slot receiver, jumps off sides. Right now, momentum is clearly on the Bulldog side in this one.
4 penalties against the Rainbow Warriors early going, and we still have 9 minutes to go in the first quarter. 9+. You were saying, Trey, they script 15 to 20 plays. He did that on Thursday. You can deviate just a little bit, but that's what June Jones does on a regular weekly basis.
2nd and 10. Empty the backfield. 5 receivers. Brennan with pressure coming. Safety valve. Catch made by Leon Wright Jackson. He's shut down after a short gain. Good pursuit over there from the Bulldogs is Josh Victorian on the stop. Let's take a look at this Louisiana Tech defense. 10 returning starters, but Coach Dooley said they might have been the worst defense in the country last year, 119th rated, and he said they needed to mix it up, disguise things, bring some pressure this year, and they're now in a 4-3 versus a 3-4 defense. Totally different scheme.
We're dead last in sacks and tackles for loss. Gave up 483 yards per game, 42 points. They can only go up.
3rd and 9. This would be big if they stop him on the initial series. 3 receivers left. Brennan looking that way. Throws, and it's incomplete. Busted up. Intended for Ryan Bryce Mullen. And they'll make him punt the football, and that's a victory in itself.
Big defensive effort by Louisiana Tech. And you know how you play this offense, you keep everything in front of you. You can see the quarterback. He keeps him in front of him, makes the big hit.
4 receivers, and a single running back is Farmer. Brennan. Catch made Rivers. First down up to the 37-yard line. They'll nickel and dime you to death. If you give them that, they'll take that every time.
Rivers' 6th grab of the season. That was a timing throw as Colt Brennan just dropped off and released the ball before the turn cut was made. Reception, first down. They're in business in this series.
Nolan Darby, junior linebacker from Monroe, Louisiana, on the tackle. As you look at Rivers' numbers, he was the big play receiver last year. 199 career catches now. First down at the 37. Brennan, other side of the field. Catch made. It's C.J. Hawthorne, and he's pushed backwards. But again, that intermediate route, that gets him 5 yards. The senior, a guy that had 5 starts a year ago.
And C.J. Hawthorne had 4 grabs. He's from Biloxi, Mississippi, right down the road. He's a Z receiver, good size, 5'11", 168, is the fastest. They call him a bolt of lightning, and boy, he gives that cushion. You got to give him a little cushion because he will burn you deep with a go or a fly.
And they give him forward progress across the 45, so 8 yards on that pickup. 2nd and short. Trips to one side. And a handoff. On the run, it's Leon Wright Jackson for a first down. And you heard the inflection of my voice, handoff. It's an amazing thing when they do run the football, and they don't run it often.
You know, Jackson was very highly recruited by Nebraska, went up to Nebraska, very highly recruited, and he switched down to Hawaii, transferred, and boy, he's going to fill a nice role here as a 211-pound running back with good hands. He had 2 grabs last week.
That was just their 3rd called running play in the first 2 weeks of the college football season. The others were scrambles by the quarterbacks. First down at the 48-yard line. And there's another running play to Wright Jackson, and he gets maybe a yard inside the 47.
Trey, they didn't have a running play until the fourth quarter last week. Unbelievable. And you talked about the receivers coming back. Last year, the top 3 receivers that returned accounted for 214 grabs. Unbelievable.
14 different players caught passes in game 1. Brennan will have a 2nd down and 10. No gain on that last carry. Ball just shy of the Bulldogs' 47-yard line late here in the first quarter. Handoff. Wright Jackson has a seam, and he has some room to the 25. Wright Jackson inside the 10. He takes it to the house. Touchdown, Hawaii. A 48-yard touchdown scamper for Wright Jackson, who coming in had no carries on the season. The sophomore makes it 14-6.
There was a corner blitz which alleviated one of the defensive backs, but Wright Jackson, good vision. You see it taking an inside handoff right here, just following the lead blocker. Good block right there. That was Selatala. And nice run by Jackson. Again, we talked about he has that element on the ground. Power runner, 211 pounds, and found a nice gaping hole.
Back in at the running back spot with 4 receivers. Shotgun from the end zone. It's Rivers, first down. Gets a block. He could go. Can't get the corner turn, tripped up at the 45-yard line. Tackle made by Antonio Baker, the free safety, or he's gone. They are so quick strike, Renee. You blink, and they put a big play on you.
There's a lot of NFL scouts here, and they're watching this guy. Could be a 3rd or 4th round pick. Runs a deep crossing pattern right here, right in front. He had a little separation from the defensive back. Good block there, and had this tackle not been made, we were kicking an extra point. So that's how quick Colt Brennan can bust out of the shadows of the goalpost.
5 for 6 for Brennan, 79 yards, first down at their 48-yard line. Just starting the second quarter. Pressure coming, sets up the screen, it's dropped. Farmer, the fullback, couldn't hang on. It would have been his first catch of the year, and that was set up perfectly for a big gainer.
And that's credit Louisiana Tech for reacting quickly. But yeah, I tell you, had he caught that ball, he had a little running room, and Colt Brennan is just trying to use all his weapons to give himself some breathing room and get back in sync on what he feels most comfortable doing.
Brennan, who thus far, let's see what he did on that 47-yarder to Rivers, but up to that point, just 28 yards as Louisiana Tech owned the football in terms of time of possession. They kept it away from the Hawaii offense. 2nd down, over the middle, and that catch is made in a tough grab, hauled in by C.J. Hawthorne for a short gain to the Bulldogs' 46-yard line.
C.J. Hawthorne had 4 grabs against Northern Colorado. He's got 2 thus far. I mean, you know, he does that crossing intermediate kind of things, but he's the guy that can really bust it open for a big play because of his blazing speed.
He's a tough kid. He's 5'11", 168, a converted defensive back, so likes to hit people, and a perfect from that crossing route. 3rd down and 4. Trips left this time. Brennan going right side. Oh, what a catch as Hawthorne has it for the first down.
That was his single coverage on a cornerback, and there was a blitz coming. Hawaii picked it up pretty well, and that just threw it up and let him make the catch against Moss's single coverage. Nice coverage on that play, but you just can't. I was just perfectly thrown to Hawthorne.
Yeah, he really puts his receivers in great position to catch the football. 10-yard pickup. June Jones and company driving again, trying to get the tying score here early in the second quarter. 2 receivers to each side this time. Brennan has plenty of time. Steps up, going for the end zone. Bryce Mullen, and he overshoots him. We're in Ruston, Louisiana. It's the WAC opener for Hawaii and Louisiana Tech. And an interesting start. Trey Bender alongside Renee Nato. Louisiana Tech 2 long touchdown drives to seize a 14-0 advantage. Hawaii gets in the end zone on a touchdown run, which surprises a lot of people. Now they're starting to throw the football well, trying to even things up.
You know, Colt Brennan is capable of just buzzing out. We talked about how he's got this quick strike offense, but he's getting, we'll talk a little bit about how he runs this offense, how tough it is to defend against, because it's 3 parts: offensive line, wide receivers, and quarterback. Everyone's working in sync.
On 2nd and 10, flag is thrown, and they're going to blow this play dead. They set up a little slip screen for Rivers on the left side, but flags all over the place.
Trey, you know, in each
prior to the snap, false start on the offense, number 62. 5-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
That's Keith Ossoon, the left tackle.
in this offense, the offensive line calls their blocking up front. For each and every play. Colt Brennan reads to free safety. That's how he knows who to throw to. And each receiver has 2 or 3 options he can run off of each pattern. So, I guess one way to stop it if you can or slow it down, if you have to get hits on the wide receivers and knock them off their routes and throw what's in sync between Colt Brennan and the wide receivers.
7 of 10 for 96 yards, starting to heat up Champion. Can't play much better at the quarterback spot on the other sideline. 2nd and 15. High snap, hauls it in. Over the middle, Bryce Mullen inside the 25, and some comes flying in the middle of the field in the secondary as he's close to a first down. Somebody's chin strap was tossed near where the ball is.
Wow.
It's getting physical down there, Renee.
And Brennan goes to the 2nd and 3rd receiver so quickly. I guess the thing is, if you need to get pressure on him, and that helps a little bit. If he goes to his 3rd or 4th option, that's slowing him down, and he can't go to it as quickly. But you need to shut off the 1st and secondary receivers.
They're 1 of 2 on 3rd downs, 3rd and 2 here. Option, Brennan the keeper. And a first down to the 15-yard line. He doesn't run it often, but he's a very good athlete, as he had 6 rushing touchdowns a year ago, and they feel like they can get something done in the running game.
He's 2nd on the team last year with 366 yards. High snap, he adjusts to it, looking for a hole. Doesn't run very much, but he's 201 pounds. So he's not a skinny little guy. He's got some meat on his bones and runs pretty well. Got a pretty good vision as a runner.
And they showed some option there. They had Wright Jackson in the backfield, and he opted to keep it. And a good decision. First down at the Bulldogs 15. 13-7, Louisiana Tech. 2nd quarter. Both teams coming in 1-0. Brennan in the flat. Catch made. And it's Hawthorne, and he's close to the first down stick at the 6-yard line. Coming over there, Chris Lowry, the Mike linebacker from Mississippi.
They're going right at Tony Moss, number 1, who's really the best covered corner for the Bulldogs, and they're going right at him, taking it right at him, and boy, he's having a heck of a game. He's having a tough time over there in the corner, one up with these receivers.
June Jones expecting big things. Tony Moss, there's a look at the star in the backfield. 3 picks, big play corner. Originally signed with Wisconsin out of high school. They're happy to have him in Ruston, a graduate student from St. Louis, Missouri. First down after that catch by Hawthorne, ball at the 5-yard line. Brennan trying to tie things up. Inside handoff, Wright Jackson, nothing doing. A loss, back to the 7. They have done a great job between the tackles, Renee. That was Ramon Randall, the freshman defensive tackle. He was there.
He crashed in and split the double team, and a nice defensive effort here given out to Wright Jackson. They really had this figured out. Also coming up from his corner position was Antonio Baker on a blitz. One receiver we haven't heard his name called, Devon Bess. He is the best of these. Could be a 2nd or 3rd round pick in the NFL draft next year, and haven't heard his name called once yet.
They have the 3 top receivers split to the left side. Bess, Bryce Mullen, and Rivers. 2nd down and goal from the 6. Brennan looking that way. Catch made by Bryce Mullen. Can't shake the tackle. And he dives ahead to the 2-yard line. That's a heck of a defensive play down there made by Louisiana Tech, as Josh Victorian just hung on for dear life.
Boy, that was tough, and he's just, you see Colt Brennan, that's his first option real quickly as a single coverage, and he just holds on for dear life and waits for the cavalry to arrive, which did eventually.
Freshman from St. Rose, Louisiana.
They're making the Rainbow Warriors work very hard in this drive in the red zone. This is usually a piece of cake for these guys.
3rd and goal from the 3. Farmer is the running back. Brennan, option, keeper, touchdown Hawaii. And we're an extra point from being tied. And the thing you got to be impressed with is the way they have changed their style. They have mixed things up here with the running game, and it's been effective. It's kept the Bulldogs off guard.
Yes, and also credit the defense of Louisiana Tech on what they've done, and maybe causing Hawaii to change their style a little bit. Colt Brennan is not a...
yards. They've had 99 and 75-yard scoring drives as they start this series first down from the 26-yard line. Brennan zips it over the middle of Rivers, and he has a first down up to the 37-yard line. The long road trip has begun for Hawaii back to the mainland. A 2-game, 12-day road swing, and it starts with this trip. Here's how they got here. Honolulu to Houston, spent a couple days there, into Monroe, where they spent last night. Drove over here, about a 40-minute drive, and you can see how the rest of the week plays out.
Frequent flyer miles, 8150. Well, I tell you what, at time, that takes its toll on you, how your body adjusts, jet lag and that type of thing. And, you know, Louisiana Tech, I think, toyed with the idea of scheduling this game at 11 o'clock in the morning, which would have been like 6 o'clock in the morning for Hawaii. They've
gotten better on the road, and it sure helps when you have guys like Chang and, of course, Colt Brennan. But look at the 6 seasons before June Jones. He gets some great NFL caliber players in, and the 9 seasons after, still under 500. But last year they were 9-3, and this year they feel like they can win all the road games.
He's averaged 8 wins. He absorbed his team with 0-12 in '98, 9-4 his first season, the best turnaround in NCAA history, and he's done a great job with this program.
Now Brennan fumbles the football. It's loose, and Louisiana Tech has it at the 20. That's starting field position for Hawaii in the game as they start this drive from the 31-yard line. 4 receivers looking left, catch made by Bess. Bess is knocked backwards, trying to make something happen, and he ends up just barely getting back to the line of scrimmage. It was a touchdown by Porter to give Tech the lead, but after the play, let's take a look, Renee.
And you can see right here the defensive back, just frustration as
Gerard Lewis
takes it out on the runner Porter, and you know, that's a long trip, frustration. Hawaii is not used to finding themselves in a position down as we approach the halfway mark here, and this is frustration right now. Hawaii is a very tired team and not playing in sync, and I'll tell you what, they're hoping something to turn around this game.
And up to Wright Jackson, maybe a yard up to the 32-yard line, and the fans really appreciate the defensive effort from the Bulldogs. And, you know, it's hot out there. It's a different kind of heat when it's heat and humidity, and you're coming off perfect temperatures on the islands. This is not football weather.
Exactly, and Hawaii is not ready for this or not acclimated to this type of heat and humidity. And I think it's taking its toll on them right now, and it may be in the process, meltdown if you will, but they're going to have to overcome this if they want to come away with their second win of the season.
3rd and 9. Brennan trying to keep the drive going. Rivers, he cannot break the tackle. And that's Weldon Brown, and that was one of the big keys Dooley talked about. They got to tackle better. They got to teach the fundamentals and how to tackle. That's a play that normally goes for big yardage, and they force the 4th down.
And that's what happens. You know, he throws in space, isolation, and those receivers usually break that initial tackling and off to the races. Had he broke that tackle, Trey, he was off to the races. That's something that Louisiana Tech has done very well and worked on it this past week on tackling and keeping everything in front of him.
Tim Grasso on the field to punt the football, but Hawaii is first going to take a timeout with 3:16 to go in the second quarter. They have 1 remaining. This is an amazing effort for a team that last year struggled so much. We saw them on a couple occasions. They were 3-10 last year, 1-7 in the WAC. Worst season since joining the conference in 2001. But you get a head coach in here with a philosophy, and he's made them believe. I mean, they really have come out believing they're going to win this football game.
And Derek Dooley has come from winning programs. You know, he coached at LSU and had a national champion. With the Miami Dolphins, he had a good experience there with Nick Saban. Of course, I'm sure he talks with his dad, Vince Dooley, all the time. And, you know, he brings his winning attitude and this new approach, this fresh approach, this hands-on approach. You know, and I think it's what the Tech program needed. A lot of these players, obviously Zach Champion has bought into this. He's a whole different player than he was last year.
And look at this. The punt team has gone back to the sideline. They'll go for it on 4th down. 4th and 1. At their own 40, and June Jones rolling the dice.
And if they don't make this, obviously great field position for the Bulldogs.
And now Tech will call a timeout. It's a little cat and mouse game between the two coaches. First timeout used by the Bulldogs. 4th and 1 at the 40. This brings back the old Al Davis days with the Raiders, going deep in your own territory. We talked about Derek Dooley, and at 39 years old, the attitude he has brought here to Ruston, and he is one of the 4 that got a victory in their debut game.
Yeah, you know, and the other one's Randy Shannon at Miami. Of course, they beat Marshall last week, 31-3. Took a beating from Oklahoma. Derek Dooley, of course, won last week, doing a pretty good job here. Jadozinski had a win last week against Wake Forest, and he was the offensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers. And guess who his offensive line and assisting head coach is? Someone that the Tech Bulldogs would recognize. Jack Bicknell is now in Boston College, where he played collegiately. And Troy Calhoun is the first graduate from Air Force to be the head coach there. He was the offensive coordinator for the Houston Texans.
4th down and 1 after the Tech timeout. Hawaii still appears they want to go for it from the 40-yard line. 4 receivers. Brennan. Over the middle. Rivers can't come up with it. They give it up on down.
Brennan just has really had a tough go. I think if Louisiana Tech continues, you can bet that a lot of opponents will watch this film.
Here's Bess on the catch. He'll get out of bounds just shy of the 20-yard line. Pickup of 7 yards there. And this is... this fits right into their style. 2 minutes is plenty of time to work with for this Hawaii offense. They're not phased one bit.
Well, we talked about it. 24 of touchdowns last year were 2-minute drives or less. So, he works that 2-minute drive expertly, and this is plenty of time for him with 121 ticks to go.
Look at that. Only one big completion to Rivers. The others of the short variety. He's completed 14 balls in 19 attempts tonight. 2nd down and 4. There's a deep ball. Rivers goes up and gets it across the 45, dragging tacklers to Bulldog territory to the 48-yard line. Talk about a long and lean target at 6'2", and he just kept elevating to get to the football.
And he runs that skinny post, and great release here, and that ball was thrown right where it needed to be, right in the middle, and good catch. He's got blazing speed, 4.4 speed, and you can expect him to be playing on Sundays. He had 14 catches against Arizona State last year. He can bust the defense open.
Has 6 catches tonight. Brennan in some trouble this time, and he goes down at the line of scrimmage, and that is Quinn Harris, the Will linebacker. 2-time academic all whack, but he's a leader at that linebacker spot. Had 12 tackles last week.
He led the team in 2006 with 95 stops, and you can see that Colt Brennan just is trying to run and make something happen here, and good play by the defense. Kept them bottled up and didn't allow the receivers to get deep.
On 2nd and 10. Has time over the middle, knocked away. Weldon Brown, the nice defense there as it was intended for Rivers. Brown has really played a solid game. He's been flying around the football. He's been in the passing lanes. Here's another one.
Great break on this ball by Weldon Brown. He played this about as well as you can play it. Kept his free hand, his inside hand free, his hand on the position of the wide receiver, and batted it away. That's about as good as you can play it from the cornerback position.
3rd and 10. Warriors 3 of 5 on 3rd downs tonight. Rivers, he's close. Antonio Baker, the free safety, knocked him out, but that extra effort at the end got him the 1st down inside the 39-yard line.
That was a little hitch and go, and he caught the ball and turned upfield quickly. But that was just a nice delivery, and they just gave a little too much cushion to the wide receivers guarding against something deep. And when you do that, Trey, you have to give something up, and they'll give up some 1st downs, which they just did.
7 tackles for Baker, 7 catches now for Rivers. He has put up some monster numbers. He did it in the bowl game, as you mentioned, against ASU. Maybe a same kind of night tonight. 1st down at the 38. All kinds of time for Brennan. Now the pressure comes. Now he's in some trouble. Somehow keeps his balance, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. He was dead to rights about 4 times there and got something out of the play. 2nd down coming up.
And he looks a little bit like a ping pong ball in the bathtub, the way he's bouncing around here. You know, maybe a la Fran Tarkington. You just can't get him. Escapability and great balance from the quarterback situation. He's lucky he didn't fumble the ball, but good heads-up play by Colt Brennan.
And a timeout is called with 54 seconds to go. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Warriors.
Uses his hand to keep his balance going, and Well, I tell you what, he's a tough cookie. I love that hairstyle. You know, he had the dreads.
You like that?
He had the dreads that he was in sync with his wide receivers because they all have dreadlocks. He cut those off, dyed the hair blonde, and he has the islands dyed on the right side.
You can see a little bit of the black in the back part of the hair there on the that entire right side. It's the Hawaiian Islands.
Well, he's a fashion player.
There you go. Big island of Hawaii, and then you see Oahu there. And if you go a little bit further down the scalp, I think Lanai. Isn't that the Garden Island?
You know, I hate to be critical, Trey, but I got to tell you, if you put a little blue in there for the ocean, that's what we need, you know, a little color.
That is a fantastic part of the world. I'll tell you what a beautiful area, the Hawaiian Islands. And, of course, the reigning Hawaii Bowl champs after beating Arizona State 41-24 over the holidays. Second down and 10. He's gotten a lot of pressure. Hit 5 times tonight. Sideline pattern, guess who? Rivers to the 31. And, you know, you start focusing in on your go-to guy, and right now he's bread and butter in that passing game.
And you have to watch him. He did run that out pattern, but he'll go out and up. He's the former Hawaii high school sprint champion, and we say he's got blazing speed in the 4.4 range. So, you know, you have to keep everything in front of you, but they'll pump and go with him, and Rivers turn him up the field for out and up, and that's when he'll burn you for 6.
Brennan has 196 yards passing. It's not been his A game here in the first half, but still has a chance to get into halftime with a tie game on third down. Bess has a first down inside the 25. Created just enough space to get the stick, and the clock will stop momentarily with the moving of the chains. 42 seconds to go.
Those out patterns by Brennan are really good throws. That's a tough throw to make right on the target, as he finds Bess as probably his favorite and most dangerous receiver.
They start the clock under 40 seconds to go now from the Louisiana Tech 25-yard line. Brennan looking left side, going to Bryce Mullen. He was wide open. He couldn't haul it in. Let him a little bit too much. He could only get his right hand on it. Second down.
Bryce Mullen running that corner pattern from his Y position. He had a touchdown last week, 14 yards every time he touched the ball. But, boy, what weapons can Brennan dial from?
June Jones is going to have a lot to say at halftime. Number one, how can his defense slow down the Bulldogs? Number two, they got to take care of the football.
Colt Brennan tied an NCAA record with 28 consecutive games with 200 yards plus. He tied Cliff Kingsbury, Texas Tech, if you remember him. I do.
Second and 10 at the 25. Brennan, Rivers drops it. That was one of those slip screens that he took his eye off the ball. There was a lot of traffic in that area.
Very unlike the Rainbow Warrior receivers to be dropping this many passes, and Colt Brennan has put it right on a spot. I mean, that's right there. And half the time he drops is very unusual.
Third and 10. Rivers has been the go-to target. 8 catches, 129 yards. But just 25 seconds left in the second quarter.
You can bet Brennan will look for the matchups here as when you have 5 receivers, you look for, or 4 receivers, matchup problems for the safety.
They've done a good job on third downs. Pressure coming. Brennan sacked back at the 32-yard line. Mark Dillard from his strong safety spot. McGilton was in there as well. There is a penalty flag down.
Sideline warning on Louisiana Tech.
So the sack stands back to the 31, and they'll force the field goal attempt. Coach Dooley, he is fired up on the sideline.
And Mark Dillard, who was a running back here in 04 and 05, had 672 yards, plays the role of...
See the numbers at the bottom. That is not a good half for Brennan. I know people see that and you're like, what are you talking about? That 416 was in a half in week 1. He is able to put up big yards in a hurry. Let's see how he starts out here in the third quarter. Little shovel pass to Kealoha Polaris, and he has a first down up to the 47. Now that goes as a forward pass, and they used that quite a bit last year with Nate Alawa at the running back spot.
He did 85% completion last week, and this little shuffle pass right here, and he spread everybody out with his wide receivers and left that open in the middle, and they They made Louisiana Tech pay for that, and again, it makes Louisiana Tech cognizant of what could be, and it brings somebody to watch them and see exactly what happens. It'll maybe leave someone else open.
See what Kealoha did last week. Freshman from Oahu on first down. Brennan, Rivers, did he get it? He went low to get the football, and they'll rule it a catch at the Bulldogs' 47-yard line. And already you can see that he's the go-to guy, and Dooley, he has to be a marked man, number 84.
Rivers, again, has his 9th grab, and he threw the ball right where only Rivers can catch it, and no interception, and that out pattern, that's what you have to be careful of. Rivers is a 2-time All-State in basketball, a 2-time All-State in 100, 200 meters in Hawaii, so he is very, very athletic, and he's explosive as an athlete.
Second down and 3 at the 47-yard line. Brennan in Hawaii trying to tie it here as we start this third quarter. Over the middle, Rivers, and there's catch number 10. Now we'll have to keep an eye on him as they move the chains with that first down reception. 10 catches. The Hawaii school record is 14 grabs. That was Rivers for those 308 yards, an NCAA record against Arizona State in the bowl game, so he's on pace.
And Colt Brennan makes a tight throw here between defensive backs, and he can put a little mustard on that throw, which he did just now. Good throw by Colt Brennan.
The first downs in the first 12 minutes. And they have picked things up. Brennan showing some more confidence, and Rivers making the big grabs. First down to 38. Here's Bess. He's inside the 30 and looks like he has a first down. They'll mark him out at the 27. That is a Hawaii first down. Pickup of 12 yards. And this is the Hawaii that people saw last year. They just dice you up with their passing game.
And the thing is, it's so difficult, as we touched on in the first half, Trey. You don't know where they're going to go with the ball. On a pattern like that, Bess could break off, maybe go a slant to an out pattern. It's all depending on what the defense will dictate and allow him to do. And Colt Brennan reads his moves and adjusts accordingly.
Again, 5 defensive backs for Tech. First down for Brennan. Shovel pass Polaris. And that's read well by Harris. He does get it down to the 22-yard line. Quinn Harris, the junior linebacker, on the stop. And interesting, Polaris, it gives you a guy that's a little bit quicker at that running back spot.
And Polaris is a guy that, he had 7 grabs last week, most of them in that fashion. But he's a guy who's an offensive player of the year in Hawaii in 2005, a transfer from Air Force. Pretty good athlete back there.
Second down and 6 after the short gain at the 22-yard line now. Brennan with 3 receivers to the right side. Showing blitz. Inside handoff. Polaris. Nothing doing. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. And Tech was ready for that. And that's one of those things, you blitz into the run. And they did it very effectively up front with the big guys.
The good coverage on the right side to the trio of receivers. But Jason Rivers had gotten behind the defensive back, and he was wide open. Colt Brennan didn't see him that time, but you sure he'll check in with Colt Brennan and notify him of that.
3rd and 7 at the 23. Louisiana Tech crowd has made a lot of noise tonight. Close to capacity here in Ruston. Brennan, it's tipped and incomplete. And I think that was a linebacker, Quinn Harris, that got his hand up there.
Good penetration by Joshua Muse as well. The big 6'3", 315-pound senior really become a force inside. So great effort by the defense as Colt Brennan steps and a big paw in the throwing lane, knocks it down. It never reached its target. Good play by the defense of Louisiana Tech. As you can see, great effort there.
So that will bring on Dan Kelly. His long for his career is 52. This will be a 41-yarder. Had one blocked at the end of the first half. Kick on the way. And it's plenty of leg, but no good. Off to the left. Still a touchdown. Ties this one up. 9:57 to go in the third quarter. All kinds of time for Brennan going deep. Bryce Mullen has it. 20, 10, gone. Touchdown, Hawaii. And that one goes for 64 yards, and it's 21-20.
And he just ran a streak. flew right past the defensive back. He hesitated for a moment. It was just too much speed. Didn't have the catch-up speed as Colt Brennan just dialed in, looking around, seeing the separation that Bryce Mullen put between he and the defensive back, and he just could not catch him. As I said, the defensive back just hesitated momentarily, allowed Bryce Mullen separation here, and Colt Brennan found his mark for his first touchdown toss.
314 yards passing now. Trips to the left side this time. Bulldogs showing blitz. Inside handoff. Polaris fumbles the football. Hawaii gets it back at the 48-yard line. And that was recovered by Hercules Satele, the left guard.
Very lucky to get this ball back. As they've tried this a couple of times, it's worked. But this time the ball was punched loose, and Satele happened to be around that and came up with the ball. Crosby with the punch out.
So a loss of 4 yards, 2nd and 14, back to 49. Here's a look at Satele. Turning starter at that left guard position, a good one. Could be an NFL guy next year. Brennan swings it out, caught by Rivers. 40, spins, and he's close to the first down at the 37. Quinn Harris over there to make the stop. Also, Chris Pugh from his defensive line position trailing the play, and it's 3rd and short.
His 11th grab, and Colt Brennan delivers the ball just a little short when it lets him catch and run, and he knows what to make happen after the catch. Nearly first down, and Louisiana Tech is trying to confuse with moving their defensive backs, not confusing Colt Brennan.
3 catches shy of the school record for receptions. That's 14. Rivers set that mark last year. 3rd and 1. Brennan zips it, caught by Bryce Mullen. First down, hit immediately at the 30-yard line. Tackle made by Dion Young, the strong safety, and they move the chains.
Colt Brennan continues to impress as he finds the open gap there, the open receiver, as they've given him a little too much cushion, and Bryce Mullen comes up with another catch, and first down, Hawaii Rainbows.
Approaching the 3-minute mark here, 3rd quarter. June Jones' team trailing by a field goal. They trailed 14-0. They evened it. They trailed 21-14, squared it. Now they're down by 3. They can go in front with a touchdown and get the lead for the first time. Brennan, incomplete. Throw behind Bess on that one.
Also, a little history on Colt Brennan. He attended Mater Dei High School in Irvine, California. We talked about the Heisman race. There's a couple of former Heisman Trophy winners. Matt Leinart won it in 2004, and John Ewart, Notre Dame quarterback, won the Heisman in 64. Both of those attended Mater Dei High School, so might they make it the 3rd one?
And he was really, as you look at his numbers, heating up here in the second half, but really adopted Hawaii as home, the culture, the things like surfing with his teammates. Here's a pitch for Polaris inside the 25, hit hard. That was Antonio Baker that just popped him down to the 24-yard line.
And that's Baker's 12th tackle of this contest. He's all over the field. And you're talking about the shovel pass and things that Colt Brennan's doing. People, when they think Colt Brennan, they think he's going to throw vertically every play. But he's found the shortest play, shortest pass. It's the easiest pass. He's smart about it, and he's done just that.
Polaris is going to have to come off the field now on 3rd down and 5 at the 24. Bulldogs fans again making noise here. 6 for 11 on 3rd downs. Wright Jackson in as the running back. Brennan looking left. Rivers has it, and he has a first down. Tripped up by Weldon Brown, the cornerback, or it would have been a bigger gain. But it's a first down grab to the 17.
Both left receivers split out. Both ran a slant. And Colt Brennan just picked his poison here and found the deeper of the 2 slants for the first down. And the chains begin to move. Colt Brennan is getting in sync here, again getting comfortable, and as we approach the 2-minute mark in the 3rd quarter.
12 catches now for Rivers. First down at the 17. Rivers will be split out. See him top of the screen there on the left side. Pressure coming. Brennan over the middle, wide open. It's Bryce Mullen. Touchdown Hawaii, and they're in front for the first time. His second touchdown pass An 18-yarder, and it's 27-24.
And I can tell you exactly why this. Antonio Baker, number 34, look where he started his blitz, way back there, but he left it. You know, no one was at home, and he left the middle wide open.
Gain the lead here, 28-24, late in the third quarter. Brennan, fumbled football. It's loose at the 34. Tech says they have it. No indication yet. They never got the exchange off. And there's still a battle for the football down there. Louisiana Tech has the football. A big turnover here at the 123 mark.
Good field position for the Bulldogs. As it was not a crisp handoff, you could see just on the edge, on his hip, and there was a scrum right there, rugby scrum, and there was a blue jersey wound up on top of the ball, but Brennan just, there wasn't a good handoff between he and Wright Jackson.
It looked like Antonio Baker. Colt Brennan hasn't ended his A-plus game, but he's still 30 of 40, Renee. I mean, he still has 380 yards. And Champion has been sensational running the offense for the Bulldogs.
You know, Brennan, I guess you could say, he's having an off game. Zach Champion has been silent but violent. You know, he's very quietly, he's doing his mastery with the hailing the ball and passing. He's done a good job.
First down at the 14. Plenty of offense in this one. Again, 7 in the box. They're coming after Brennan. Throws through the hands of Rivers. He threw it behind him. And the key there, Brennan was harassed by Quinn Harris, who put a pop on him when he threw the football.
The whack all academic comes through the A-gap and gets to him right as he released the ball. And Quinn Harris, great job, a junior linebacker, and Colt Brennan took a pop there. And we said it again, those little bumps and bruises, and when he gets knocked down, they'll begin to take its toll as the game wears on, and I think it may be doing that.
The number one goal was disrupt Brennan. And I know he's still put up pretty good numbers, but they've done, I think, as well as you can do against this Heisman Trophy candidate. On 2nd and 10, going deep, incomplete. Bess, the intended receiver. Let's remember, for those that haven't seen Colt Brennan play, against Arizona State in that bowl game, he threw for 559 yards and 5 touchdowns in the Hawaii Bowl championship win.
You know, one thing, I think two things are the reason why Louisiana Tech is having success. They're getting a little pressure on him, and the thing is, you need to confuse him. Show man, but play zone, and I think they're confusing a little bit. And just last play, the receivers did a crossing pattern, and still Brennan couldn't find the open target.
3rd and 10, they're blitzing. He throws under duress, incomplete. Now a flag comes in late. That was intended for Hawthorne, and the flag coming in from the back judge that time.
Pass interference on the defense. Number 1, spot foul, automatic first down.
That's Tony Moss, their star corner.
And Tony Moss had he had good coverage there. He might have been a little contact on the back, didn't affect the pass, but he did have contact, so that was a good call. And he went over his back. So Tony Moss, who had 3 interceptions last week against Central Arkansas, was first player to have 3 since 1998. Good coverage, but penalty first down.
7 penalties against the Bulldogs. 1st and 10. Brennan zips it sideline pattern. Catch is made. Close to the first down. Moss knocks Hawthorne out of bounds. And he has reached the stick. First down at the 30-yard line.
Colt Brennan does have that unorthodox sidearm motion, so to speak. And, you know, he throws, he is very accurate, but that's something that I think the NFL scouts would like to come more over the top in his delivery.
Gene Jones has a battle on his hands. His offense starting to heat up, though. Moving the chains. 25 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Brennan, Bess hammered. Hit right away on a nice open field tackle by Josh Victorian. Well, you hit the quarterback and you hit the receivers. Again, a key for Dooley's defense. 7th tackle of the game.
Josh Victorian had this all smelled out right here. He knew that was coming. That was his responsibility. And he hit Bess just as the ball delivered. Nice play. And
that was the final play of a very entertaining third quarter. The Louisiana Tech fans like what they see. First-year coach Derek Dooley drawing out an inspired effort from his team. 3 quarters complete from Ruston. It's 31-28. Bulldogs. The big play's been the story for the Warriors. But the Bulldogs right in it with Zach Champion at the controls. 4th quarter coming up. A very entertaining football game in Ruston, Louisiana. Joe IA Stadium is the site. The WAC opener. Louisiana Tech leads Hawaii 31-28 as we start this 4th quarter. Plenty of offensive fireworks. We knew we'd see him from Hawaii, maybe the most potent offense in college football. But Louisiana Tech has had plenty of offense as well. Their rushing game has been fantastic, and Zach Champion has done a brilliant job at quarterback. Colt Brennan, 390 yards through the air. They'll start this series first down from the 29. A 2nd and 11 from the 29. After a yard loss right before the end of the 3rd. Brennan to throw, and incomplete. He lost the handle on it. That was an incomplete pass. Earlier that happened to him, Renee, and he fumbled the ball.
You don't know if it's the humidity or whatever it may be, but he's having a little trouble handling the ball. It's happened before. He fumbled it. Tech turned it into points. But he's having a little trouble here as he's facing a blitz, and that was just knocked away by Quinn. That looked like Quinn Harris.
Yeah, he did get rid of it, but Harris has played a big game at that linebacker spot. Now Brennan, see what he's had to deal with. You saw he's been hit 5 times. He's fumbled twice. And the special teams has had 2 blocked field goals that resulted in no points. 3rd and 11. And they set up the screen, and guess who? Quinn Harris there again to knock it down.
Mistake, which finds Hawaii trailing in the 4th quarter by 3 points, 31-28.
Add to that, they've had a field goal blocked. They've missed a field goal. They have it first down at the 14 on this set. Will half roll, throw down the field. Best has it. First down to the 40 and slides down to the 42-yard line. Tackle made by Anthony Crosby, trailing the play, but a big gainer, 24 on that one.
And Anthony Crosby was in coverage, and that's where Colt Brennan picked up on that linebacker, and it was a mismatch, deep pattern, wide open. Best first down, a dangerous receiver to have in coverage with a linebacker.
He marked the football at the 43. 419 yards now for Brennan, and he is now thrown for over 408 straight games. First down at the 43. Best, again, the underneath receiver. Turns the corner against Baker and gets out of bounds at the Bulldogs 48. A couple yards shy of the first down.
This plays a little catch and run. I guess the easiest throws are the shortest ones, and he just throws to Best. Not a difficult throw, just a crossing pattern, and lets Best use his outstanding speed and a little bit of help from the referee. Shields Moss as Best almost gets near the first down marker, short by a couple of yards.
Best, a junior from Oakland. 27th straight start, 7th in the nation last year, almost 7 catches per game. 2nd down and 2. Trips to the left side this time for Brennan and company. He looks that way, throws to Rivers, can't hang on, and that was Josh Victorian again, and he has played a big game. Not a starter, coming in and getting a lot of action here tonight, though, and he busted that one up.
Josh Victorian from Destrehan, Louisiana, really played an outstanding game from his cornerback position. And boy, I tell you, he's matched up well against these Hawaii receivers. And again, they're making him work for all the points they've gotten. The 28 points have been hard earned by Hawaii.
3rd and 2. Look at that early on. Struggled, or did well, and lately has struggled. 6 incompletions, facing a 3rd and 2 here. And there is Bryce Mullen, had the first down, backtracked, and then he gets it back up to the 45-yard line. They pick up 4 yards to move the chains. Bryce Mullen and Rivers have had big games tonight.
And a pair of receivers, Bryce Mullen and Best, and it was almost a pick play on this between the 2 receivers as they almost ran the defensive backs into one another, or Best almost had a pick on that. But nice play, nice pickup, nice pitch and catch, first down.
6 catches over 100 yards in the game for Bryce Mullen at the 45 of Louisiana Tech. Showing blitz again. Brennan Sets and throws. Has Bryce Mullen again. Sidesteps a man. Second man. Inside the 35. First down for Hawaii. That was impressive. He changed on a dime 3 times to pick up the first down.
Great juke step. Fake. Good feint move here. And boy, he must have put about 5 or 6 moves here. This is a cha-cha dancing with the stars. Boop, back and forth. Nice pickup. First down. Rainbow Warriors.
It looked like you in one of your Louisiana dance steps that I've seen in the past.
He used to call me the Cha-Cha King, buddy. There was a reason for that.
First down, Brennan and the Warriors as we hit the 10-minute mark in this one. Field goal will tie it up. They're looking for the go-ahead score. Rivers, that underneath pattern again, and that gets him 4 yards to inside the 26-yard line. They seem to be content here to go with that conservative pass. In this offense, that's a pretty productive play for them.
Also, Colt Brennan is feeling the blitz a little bit. They're coming with a blitz, and he's picking up quickly and getting rid of the ball quickly, and consequently, Louisiana Tech's giving up a short pass.
13 catches. Rivers 1 shy of the school mark. 4 catches in a game. 2nd and 5 at the 25. Bulldogs fans have liked what they've seen tonight against the 20th ranked team in America. Brennan gets the low snap. Has time. Now he's going to scramble. He has some room. Brennan slides down inside the 20, and he has a first down. And Weldon Brown had his sight set on him, the quarterback.
Well, he had a bullseye on him. Colt Brennan shows some mobility here and improvises for some nice yardage as Bruce Smith, number 5, just missed him in the backfield and picked him a first down. Continue to move the chains. June Jones gives instructions to his star quarterback, and Colt Brennan is feeling like the game is within reach here with just under 9 minutes to go, trailing by 3.
This guy is a battler. Talk about all the numbers he puts up, but he makes big plays as well, regardless of what kind of night he's having. He's starting to put up numbers that we're used to seeing after struggling in the first half. First down from the 19. Plenty of time. Goes back in the end zone. Touchdown, Devon Bess. Brennan to Bess. 18 yards, and they're back in front.
And Bess ran that post, got behind the safety, and Colt Brennan looks it off and looks right in that direction. Great delivery of that pass right where it needed to be, and Bess with good separation from the safety in the backfield, in the back of the end zone, and touchdown, Hawaii.
Third of the game, approaching 500 yards passing. Look what he's done with his 3 main threats.
And those guys had 214 yards collectively in 2006. They're off to a great start. Rivers, an excellent 13 grabs, and Bess 9. You know, Bryce Mullen would have been a great receiver any other team, but he just blends in here as a third guy.
On the 16-yard line, Brennan going deep. Hawthorne, and he holds it in. A first down grab out to the 38. I was just going to ask you, now this guy was on the graphic, but he's been effective. They would like to burn clock, but in this offense, that means throwing the football.
And he is a home run threat, the fastest, a bolt of lightning. This is a big-time catch for a guy who is a converted defensive back. And, boy, what a big catch he has there as Brennan goes over the 500-yard mark for the season, for the game. Unbelievable.
First down at the 38-yard line as we near the 6-minute mark in this one. Hawaii protecting a 4-point lead. Looking for a big score. Brennan is pressured. Steps up. Delivers. It's intercepted. It's picked off by Marquise McBeth. And he's down to the Warriors 32. Puts him in front. Field goal would square things. Brennan wide open. Bryce Mullen. First down to Moore. Midfield gets a block. And he's out of bounds at the Bulldog 46. That was too easy. He had all kinds of room over there.
Wide open. Just another short throw, and that's what he does. Catch and run, and hits the receiver, Bryce Mullen. Go out pattern and turns it up the field, and Moss is not aware of the fact that he's made the catch and before it's too late. And Brennan quickly takes a deep gash out of the defense inside the 50-yard line.
And there you go, over 500. That's 3 in his career. The last one in their Hawaii Bowl victory over Arizona State. Brennan. Bess juggles, makes the catch. He hung on, and he has a first down. He juggled that 3 or 4 times, Renee, and somehow had the concentration to haul it in.
He's got Velcro hands. He's prime time kind of player. Comes up with a big time catch, which he did just now. And this is unbelievable. This is, he's got NFL stardom written all over him. Just a catch like this, just great concentration. That's just a big time catch.
He's only a junior.
Oh, wow. He's going to be great. He's going to be a great.
Bryce Mullen will be back next year as you look at Bess's numbers. Over 100, first down from the 34. 2:42 to work with. Brennan is pressured. Goes down the left sideline and incomplete. And a flag is thrown. Intended for Rivers. Brown was there. Brown has his hands out saying, what me? But I think they're going to get the Tech defense for the penalty here.
Pass interference on the defense. Number 35. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
It's a big one. This ball wasn't catchable.
Single coverage. You know, Louisiana Tech is blitzing so often that they're in single coverage, and that's a tough task to ask of those cornerbacks. And, you know, those things are going to happen. In the fourth quarter, passing alone, Hawaii 102 yards. The Bulldogs just 5. But, you know, the safety has been not a factor with Louisiana Tech because they've blitzed so often tonight.
The Rivers may have gotten to that football after the contact, if he didn't get the contact, but a 15-yard penalty to the 19 now. Brennan wanted to shovel it, and he'll have to eat the football back at the 27, and that's Quinn Harris. He's been the defensive MVP tonight for Louisiana Tech, and he read that play.
Let me give you a stat. No sack allowed by Hawaii offensive line last week. Only 28 sacks last year in 615 attempts last year. Top of the screen here. Here comes the blitz. And they just timed this perfectly. Fullback was supposed to pick him up, didn't do so. And just outstanding play by Quinn Harris. Has been all over the field. He's got to be considered Defensive Player of the Week.
On 2nd and 17, Brennan, incomplete. Warren Hawthorne, Moss on the coverage. And now the flag comes in. You know, we have seen a lot of flags come in late after plays on both sides, but a couple ticks after the play. Give the officials credit. They want to make the right call.
On the defense, number 1, spot foul, automatic first down.
But normally you don't see that delayed reaction. We've seen that tonight.
We have, in fact, and he was trying to give him a jam a little bit too far off the line. Look, he's got his hands on him, and he had his hands on him. He didn't release. And again, you have that cushion where you can get your hands and jam him. He was a little bit too far off the line of scrimmage and did not release, and that's where the penalty came from.
Automatic first down at the 23 with under 2 minutes to go in this one. Hawaii in field goal range. They want the go-ahead score, though. Bryce Mullen in a slot left. Brennan looking that way. That ball tipped incomplete. Quinn Harris again. How many big plays has Quinn Harris made on that side of the ball?
Oh, man, he's just been all over the place. It's like you see 2 or 3 number 37s. It's like Louisiana Tech's playing with 12 people. But that was just, and that was certainly going to find its mark. Had Quinn Harris not misdirected that pass, certainly he would have found his mark, and who knows what would have happened since then. But, it's going to be going to come down to special teams, because obviously if it comes down to a 4th down, you got to think Hawaii's going for the field goal to tie it up to go into OT.
2nd and 10 at the 23-yard line. 3 receivers left. Play clock down to 3 as he takes the snap. Brennan hammered back at the 32. Pugh was in there, and also Dillard from his safety spot, and they clobbered him. Timeout Hawaii with 1:43 to go.
And I said it a second ago, 28 sacks last year on 615 attempts. They've got to him 3 or 4 times already, and that wasn't even a maybe sack. Wow! You can hear the wood crack from up here. They really got to Colt Brennan that time. He hasn't been hit that hard in quite some time.
Wow. He said you got to hit the quarterback, and they have listened to their head coach. Pugh, a 235-pound senior, and Dillard, 210-pound strong safety, just leveled him.
You better check that dye. He may have knocked one of the islands off his hair, the blonde. That was quite a hit.
So 3rd down and 19 coming up at the 32. And if you're Hawaii, you got to be thinking 2 things. You'd like to get the first down here, but you also got to get your kicker into range at least. Because right now, it's a long field goal attempt. You got to get something out of this play to at least set up Kelly and put yourself in position to tie the thing.
The thing is, Colt Brennan is the guy you want in this kind of situation. He's been there before. You know, you got to feel good about what he's capable of doing. He's got 500 yards. He's got a couple of plays to fool around with here, and if anybody can do it, Colt Brennan can do it. We'll see what happens with the Tech defense has for him and so forth.
They're 8 for 13 on third downs. They've been effective, but this is a 3rd and 19. Pressure coming. Brennan throws. Open. Bryce Mullen incomplete. He never saw the ball. Thrown behind him. It's 4th down. And they're going to bring Kelly out there. They're going to try a field goal here.
And he had to let the ball go. It wasn't so much because he took a hit. Watch, as soon as he released the ball, look at the hit he took right there in the middle as they came with the pressure and got to Brennan before he released the ball. And that was just, again, another blitz that found its mark. And those hits, he threw the ball before he really wanted to.
Now, Kelly's confidence has to be rattled. He's had a kick blocked, and he's had a field goal miss. His career-long 52 against Purdue last year. This will be a 49-yarder for the tie. Snap good. Kick on the way. Plenty of leg. And the kick is good. And we're even at 38.
How about the defense?
Brennan has a hot hand. He's 9 of 15 for 133 yards here in the 4th quarter. At the 46-yard line, Kelly has range around 50 yards. They need to get it somewhere around the 35. 12 seconds to work with. Brennan looking downfield. He's going to run. He's hit and dropped at the 39 by Harris. And the clock stopped with 3 seconds to go as they use their final timeout. And now you either heave one for the end zone or the field goal is out of the question at this point.
It's heaving for the end zone now, and you line it up, and each team will get their option, you know, going in from 25. We'll see what happens in overtime, but this has been an exciting game, a well of a game, and it's been a little over 4 hours, so the people have certainly got their money's worth.
We've had a good time, haven't we? This is developed into a classic early in the season. The WAC opener, Hawaii coming in with their highest ranking since the end of the 1992 season, ranked 20th in one poll, 22nd in the other. They are a team that feels like they're this year's Boise State, that they could run the table, and when you look at their schedule, it's a favorable schedule. There aren't heavyweights until late in the year when they get Boise State at home. They get Washington at home. They do go to Nevada for a road game, but they're just trying to survive here on the road.
You know, good teams get tested this way, and if Hawaii comes away with a win, every good team always, you know, gets taken to the wire by a team, and you look at the history, even the national champions have had those close calls, and this may be, if Hawaii comes away with the win, it may be their close call for 2007.
One last chance here for Hawaii. They'll hope for a defensive penalty or a pass into the end zone from the 49-yard line. Brennan, as the clock goes to 0, he's hit and he's sacked at midfield, and we are headed to overtime. First, heading into this overtime period, Colt Brennan, there he is, 41 of 59, 523 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And his career high, again, is 559 yards against Arizona State in the Hawaii Bowl last year.
Might that record be in jeopardy?
So from the 25-yard line, we start things here in this first overtime. Hawaii trying to stay in the top 25 and win their WAC opener. They'll have Farmer in the backfield and 4 receivers. Brennan over the middle, caught by Bryce Mullen. He's inside the 10 to the 6. He makes that look so easy, and that is a touch pass and not an easy play to make.
Bryce Mullen, good separation and wide open as Brennan found the mark, and you can see right as Bryce Mullen, just good move the outside, right up the seam, turns around, had enough time to collect himself, get inside the 10-yard line, near the 5, and put a good outside move and just broke it inside the seam. And now they're operating at the 6-7-yard line.
19-yard pickup, Weldon Brown on the tackle, Farmer in the backfield again as they'll go trips to one side at the bottom of the screen. Brennan for the corner of the end zone. It's caught by Rivers. Touchdown. Hawaii back in front. And here comes the all-important PAT, and Rivers adding to his total.
And Brennan just throws it up there and lets him go and get it. As a nice play, nice catch, throw and catch. Again, Brennan drops back, three-step drop, throw and catch, and Rivers just